Now, Hong Kong's latest ban on face masks has backfired as the demonstrators took to the streets in defiance of the government's move. The matters went out of control when an off-duty police officer fired at the protesters, and what is being said was out of pure self-defense. Now, on your screens will be the video where the injured officer was seen firing shots after being attacked by demonstrators. All right, we'll try and get that video in just a bit, but these are live scenes from what is unfolding in Hong Kong even as we speak. Remember, this is a protest where yesterday there was an announcement by the chief executive of Hong Kong, Carrie Lam, where in a bid to try and crack down on these protests and put an end to these protests, she had said that the government will be bringing in certain new rules and regulations, and as a part of that she had banned the use of face masks by the protesters, and this was done in a bid to ensure that the protesters do not remain anonymous. But the protesters today are out onto the streets and they are wearing face masks, clearly in violation of the new rule that has now been rolled out by the chief executive of Hong Kong, Carrie Lam. Now, Carrie Lam has also said that violence will not be tolerated and has vowed to crack down on anyone who takes to the streets. The face mask ban has prompted thousands to launch protests. Many protesters can be seen wearing face masks today. The protesters also blocked roads and vandalized shops as the police retaliated by firing tear gas. And prominent pro-democracy activist Joshua Wong tweeted a picture of himself wearing a mask as he joined the demonstrators. Train services have been suspended and authorities have advised people to stay back at home. Carrie Lam has also invoked a colonial-era emergency law in an attempt to suppress months-long anti-government protests. The measure, amongst the most extreme ones since the protest began, comes after a police officer had shot a protester. However, Carrie Lam has found support from Beijing, which has backed the ban. Now, the ban on the face masks will apply on both illegal and on all protesters. In fact, it covers all types of facial covering, including face paint as well. Remember, many protesters use face masks to conceal their identities from the police and also their families and employers. The protests initially began against an extradition law which would have allowed the trials of Hong Kong residents to take place in China.